Welcome to another video of Python tutorial. This is the second video of our Python data types. In the first part, we have discussed in numeric, text and sequence data types. In this part, we are discussing set, mapping, boolean and binary data types. The link of the first part video is given in the description below. So let's start now. The set data types contains two types of data, set and frozen set. Set is an unordered, distinct and a mutable object collection. It is unordered, so it cannot be indexed. And it does not have any fixed length. You can store any type of data in an unordered fashion, but the data should be distinct. Each element of a set object should not repeat. You can store any type of data within a curly bracket to make a set object. Let's see some example of set objects in detail. Suppose S1 is a set and I'm storing some integers and maybe some string. But see, the order of the set objects are not maintained, as it do not store any index or position information. And suppose you have a list of multiple same elements, but if you convert that list to a set, the multiple copies of the same element will be gone. It only keeps every distinct elements. So it is very useful to make a distinct object collection. You can get the length of a set object by using the len function as usual, but you cannot index a set object. You can add and remove objects from a set. As you can see, the last ASDF string has not added in the last position. It is added in the between because it have no positional data. Now you can remove any object from a set, so the length of a set object is not fixed. You can always edit, add and remove the set object, so it is changeable or mutable. You can use set-like functions like intersection, addition with the set objects, and the result will be always another set. A set object is very useful to remove duplicates from a list, and for other detailed set operations, you can subscribe to our channel for the future update videos. So set is mutable object collection. You can add and remove objects or elements of a set, and since it is mutable, it cannot be used as a dictionary key. Next is frozen set. Frozen set is an unordered collection similarly like set, but it is immutable, hence it is hashable. You can store almost any type of data in an unordered fashion just like set, but once it is created, the frozen set have a fixed size. It cannot be changed. Let's see them in details. You can convert any set to a frozen set, but after the conversion, using the frozen set function, the object will become the frozen set object and its length is fixed now. You cannot change or delete any element of this object. You cannot add. Similarly like set, the frozen set object also cannot be indexed. It do not store any positional data. Length is also fixed after you make a frozen set object, so it do not have any remove function. And if you start with a frozen set for set-like operations, the result will always be a frozen set object. But if you start with a set object and get any intersection of any frozen set, the result will be a set function, not a frozen set. Here S1 is a set, so the result is a set function or set object. So frozen set is immutable. You cannot change its contents, and it has a hashable value since it is immutable, so it can be used as a dictionary key. Next is mapping data type dictionary. DICT dict or dictionary is a container where you can map any type of object to a hashable value. It do not have any fixed size. You can always add or remove contents from a dictionary, and the dictionary is indexable, and it is indexed by using a keys, not against some numbers. Some examples of a dictionary can be like one which map to suppose another value. Let's create a dictionary like that. You can create any dictionary using the dict function. Here, if you write like this, the problem will be it is not supported in Python, because the one as a string cannot be equal to another number. It is a expression which Python does not support. So if you want to make the one as a string as a key to the dictionary, you have to write like this. It will automatically take the strings as a dictionary key. Right. And the type of this function is dict. And dictionary is indexable by using its keys. You can always get the keys by using the keys function. It will show you all the keys of that dictionary. But if you want to use the what you have entered as a key, if that was a string, you have to mention that as a string while recalling the key. And you can always change the dictionary contents. Suppose now I am making a dictionary with 4 elements, and now I want to check the 4th element is now have a value of, I want to change that value. Let's set that to 5, and now the dictionary is changed, so it is changeable. You can make a dictionary by using any iterable function like range. The length of a dictionary can be measured using the len function, and it is equal to the number of keys in it. And if you want to map some data, that is why the dictionary is called a mapping object, because if you have two same length set or list object, you can map them one to one using a dictionary. You can join and map them against one to one, but the both list or both sets have to be in same length. Here you can see they are mapped. So a dictionary object is mutable and its content can be changed. Now the Boolean data type bool. The bool or Boolean data types can have only two values, true or false. Normally in Python, true is associated with 1 and false is associated with 0. Any comparison operations in Python results in a bool object. If you define true or false directly to any variable, the variable will be Boolean type object. And so now if I want to try to make any comparison, let's say the comparison result in a Boolean type object. For comparing some strings, let's see. So now Jade is a Boolean type object. Is instance is another way to check the type of object, but it takes it takes two variables. The second argument is the type of object you want to compare to. It do not declare the type of the object, but it compares the type with the given argument and gives you a binary boolean result. Next is the binary type objects. The binary objects are three types: bytes, byte array, and memory view. Bytes objects are immutable sequence or unchangeable sequence of single bytes, and byte array is the mutable counterpart of the bytes object. Memory view objects are special. They allow a Python code to access the internal data or the memory location of any binary type object without originally copying the data. It always directs to the original data. Do not copy the data to the new variable. It only gives an indicator or stores an indicator to the original data. So binary type objects are only supported by the ASCII characters. You cannot store any Unicode character in a binary type object. So if you type a string, it will be a string class in Python. But for a binary type object, you have to add a small b as a prefix to the string. It is a bytes type object now. To make a bytes object, and if you want to make a byte array from a bytes object, you can use the byte array function. It is now a byte array object, and suppose I want to create a memory view object, and you can use the memory view function to create a memory view object. Here, if the memory location of that original bytes object is stored in this x2 variable. All the binary objects can be indexed. Here 98 is the ASCII number of the first position of the byte object or the byte array object. You can see all of them are same because I have started with the same data stored in them. But if you want to change the value, you cannot do that because the bytes object is immutable or unchangeable. You cannot change its content. And the byte array object is mutable, so you can change its value. And here this memory view object I have created from the original bytes object, so it directs to a read-only memory, so cannot be changed because the original memory is a bytes object and it is immutable. If you create a memory view object which indicates to that byte array object, it is stored in a separate memory because the byte array object is not the original same, it is a new object. And if you now change the this new memory view object, the original byte array object will be changed. The memory location is the same, but the byte array object will be changed. Let's see that byte array object. Yes, it is changed now. So you can access the direct memory location of any binary type numbers by using the memory view. And this binary type objects supports some basic string like operations like stripping or splitting. So this concludes our binary type objects, and remember that binary type objects only support ASCII characters. So this is the end of basic Python data types. Now there are some advanced data types supported by Python. There are actually countless data types the Python programming language supports, but they have to be defined by the user or by use of various modules. Most of these data types or the advanced data types are the combinations of these basic data types. If you use any module defined data type, the module has to be in use while you use that module defined data types. Some common module defined data types are like pandas data frame, CobraPy model or reaction or metabolite data type, Matplotlib defines figure or plot data type, BioPython defines sequence data type, and datetime is a popular data type defined by datetime module. So this concludes the Python data types video. If you like our video, please give us a thumbs up and share the video, and also please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for future updates. Thank you.